In this video, we are looking for the evaluation of algorithms. The famous Sanskrit Paninian, the story starts from the famous Sanskrit grammarian, that is Panini, have gave a data structure like a Maheshwar Sutra, which is greatly compact rules and algorithms for the various analyses of language. He gave a formal language theory, almost all parallel to the modern theory, and gave the concept which are parallel to the modern mathematical function. During the initial days, approximately during the 1940s and 50s, emphasis was on building on the hardware, developing a programming system so that computer can be used in a various domains such as the commercial, scientific, and engineering problems. Alan Turing, approximately in 1936, given an idea on effective procedures, even after a development of modern electronic computers. But that time the idea was not in a focus, but soon it was realized that the systematic methods for the coding are required, and this led to a concept like the structured programming. After the structured programming, the next logical step was to seeking for the proof of correctness of the algorithm. The reason behind, as many applications were identified where proven correctness was absolutely essential. With the introduction of this computer in many diverse fields, large and complex problems in the field like physics, engineering, optimization, and many things where the efficiency of algorithm become a major issue. This led to a more efficient algorithm. Uh, this led to a developing or finding out a more efficient algorithm and in-depth study of the hard algorithms. And thinking on this, Professor Donald Knuth coined a term called as algorithm analysis in his the books. The problems are divided into two classes: tractable and intractable. Tractable classes are those problems which can hope to solve a problem in a reasonable time, even when scaled up. Whereas non-tractable problems are those problems for which such hope should not be entertained. That is, that cannot be solved in a reasonable time when scaled up. This branch of study developed called as a complexity theory. One important measure which emerged from this theory was a lower bound on the running time. So, this is all about the complexity theory. Now, for the large problems. Now let's think about the large problem. There was another fallout for the computers for a large problems. It was found that it is difficult to give a proof of correctness for a large scale of problem. That is, we can say that the real life problem. The proofs become very lengthy, and that was not assurance. Even though proofs are very lengthy, there was no assurance for the proof that would be a correct. So this led to a two developments. The first is automatic proof assistant, and the second one is nothing but the proof of correctness. So what about the automatic proof assistant? These are nothing but the programs which try to generate a detailed proof for a given algorithm with some assistance from a human analyst. Whereas the another uh, development is nothing but the idea that an algorithm should be developed in a parallel along with the proof of correctness. That is, while developing a program side by side, you have to work on the proof of that program. This concept is comprehensively discussed in our syllabus. Before one can give a proof of correctness of algorithm, it should be properly specified. That is, there should be precise specification of nature of the algorithm. That is, what input it can handle, what output it is required to produce, and everything. Without this precisely defined information, the proof of correctness remain questionable, and this lead to a development of formal method of specification. Even though we are talking about the proof of what's a proof of correction, but to prove a proof of correction we need to have a formal method of specification, because that is very necessary uh, to have the proof of correction. While searching for a more efficient algorithm, researchers found that there can be a trade of memory space or CPU time, and hence the time and space trade off comes into the picture, and we have studied that relationship of the time and space. For many non-tractable problem but practically essential problem, user were ready to accept even approximate solution provided to the degree of approximation. So, as we have said that the tractable and intractable problem, the tractable problems are those which can be solved in a given particular time. But what about the non-tractable problem? The non-tractable problem cannot be solved. But many problem in the real life problems are nothing but the non-tractable problem. Anyhow, they have to solve. And for such problem, the approximate solution can be a one solution. The another fact that comes into the emerge are nothing but the randomness that can help in solving the many difficult problems. Though the random numbers were used from the very earlier, that is from the beginning of the computer era. For example, solving a method like the Monte Carlo method, it was found that the random number should be treated like the resource, just like a CPU time or CPU memory. So as a variety of algorithms comes into the picture, where the randomness of the number is used as a basic component. We can say that generic algorithm, simulated annealing, or there are many algorithms where the randomness are also one of the solution for such problem. So we have discussed all about the proof of correctness. In the summary, I would like to say that the evolution of algorithm starts from the Paninian theory near about at the 500 BC. From that, data structures has evolved. Then Alan Turing discusses about the structural programming, which have the again revolution on the structural programming. Then we have seen about the proof of correctness, why there is a need of proof of correctness. Then what are the need of algorithm analysis, though proof of correctness is necessary, what are the specification which need to be proved before the proof of correction, this we have seen. Then we have seen that there are two types of problem, tractable and intractable. It is very easy to handle with the tractable problem, but what about the non-tractable problem which cannot be solved in a reasonable time? So non-tractable problem, for a non-tractable problem there were two solutions. The first one is nothing but the approximate solution, and second one is nothing but the random number solution. So in the approximation method, you have to have a approximate solution for that problem, whereas in the random number method, you can work on a problem considering a random number as a basic component. Now, again, we have seen that to solve such a proof of correctness strategy, we have seen the two strategies for the proof of correction. That is the automatic proof assistant, where the program itself will give you a proof of correction with the help of human analyst. Whereas the another strategy is nothing but the development of algorithm in parallel with the proof of correctness, where this strategy, the second strategy, we are going to consider. So this is about the evolution of algorithm. Thank you.